They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't want.
This is CryptoTube. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are looking at Sinovate, a company providing cloud data storage solutions, as well as taking their own stance on Masternodes and looking at that inflationary pressure Masternodes have and totally flipping it on their head with their own infinity nodes. We're going to have a look at how those work today as well. And if you want to win $10 worth of Sinovate, follow the pinned comment down below through to my Twitter giveaway and get yourselves involved. And as ever, make sure you subscribe to the channel for future updates. So for the information on this project, we're going to start with the white paper and then later look through at some of the recent developments within the project. So if we start here and look at the main features that really make this project tick. And now bear in mind, this is a decentralized cloud data storage solution. That's what they're trying to provide. And using the blockchain, there are many advantages that these guys can have over centralized data storage that many enterprise companies use. A lot of money is spent on cybersecurity, as well as data centers holding all this information, and blockchain can provide efficiency savings on that. Also, the blockchain being immutable and being hack-proof can ensure less data is actually subsequently stolen or hacked by nefarious players. We've seen a lot of very famous hacks occur, especially within the UK within the last year, and this has cost millions and millions of pounds. So I think Sinovate is in a very good and growing market for this. So the first feature we're looking at is their algorithm. Now, Sinovate uses both proof of work and Masternodes. It will eventually switch to a full POS model, but it created its own algorithm called the X25X algorithm, and this is built from the ground up. GPU mining is what it's suited for, but it's ASIC resistant and FPGA resistant, as well as they factored in quantum computing resistance as well, which will be something that has to be looked at down the line as quantum computing becomes more of a regular thing. The algorithm prevents large mining operations or farms from being set up and obviously dominating the blockchain. This is going to help prevent 51% attacks, and it's praised for being very secure, fair, decentralized, and a highly accessible means by which to mine SIN's coins. And they've got a little comparison chart there with X25X versus some other known algorithms, and so it does come out fairly well there. In terms of proof of burn, a concept that they've coined, Infinity Nodes implements this, and this mechanism is forcing bad actors to think twice before attempting to actually carry out malicious activities. SIN's coins must be sent to a non-spendable address to initiate the burn process, and this is where they take on the inflationary pressures that Masternodes typically have and flip it on their head. You actually burn your coin collateral once you start up a Masternode, so there's no opportunity to pull your coins out a month in and dump them on a market, which is what has happened and what caused a lot of projects to actually crash and burn over the last few years. So these Infinity nodes have an operational lifespan of 12 months, and they must remain active for the duration to enable sustained network stability. Proof of burn provides this stability feature, and for future use cases such as IDS, which is their incorruptible data storage, as a decreasing circulating supply will significantly lower sell pressure on the investors and increase the value of their holdings. So a beneficial environment all round. So what will happen is over time, they should push into a position where the actual number of coins required for usage through the IDS protocol, which we'll look at, through the data storage and all these things, there will be more coins used up than can actually be emitted, and we will get a positive, a net positive in terms of investment, because there will be a demand and a reducing supply. So price long term for this coin should go up. It's built into the economics like that, which is a fundamental part of this. And there will never be more than 800 million coins. And when we look at the actual tiers for the masternodes, you'll realize that that actual number is not that high because the collaterals are quite hefty. Next up, the Infinity nodes themselves then. So Sinovate's value comes from being dispersed across the globe, running on many nodes across borders and jurisdictions whilst holding a replicated blockchain. So we know what a node does, keeps a copy of all that data, which is obviously inherently useful for a data storage provider like this. So these Infinity nodes are totally different to a traditional Masternode, and they remove their circulating supply, as we've mentioned, and this helps to support, validate, and secure the network. The incentive rate received is dependent on the number of Infinity nodes, similar to a conventional Masternode. So the rewards are not distributed via a ring signature procedure and are instead calculated by average. In terms of the numbers of Masternodes running at any time, you will have fluctuations in this because each month, for example, if I set up a Masternode last April, it will now expire this April. So all the nodes that were set up last April will expire, and you will see a drop off in the numbers month by month. This then incentivizes new people to actually set up nodes, as when that happens, the rewards which are fixed are distributed amongst a lower number of nodes, and therefore the ROI jumps up. So therefore I would want to come in and set up my Masternode because I see the ROI is rather high and it's very attractive. So it does have a few concepts within here that just makes it totally different to other Masternodes. Typically you set up a Masternode and it can run for life, and this is part of the issue and why it always benefits the early adopters. But this kind of setup is actually going to benefit people throughout later years as well, because the price of the coin should increase. Obviously that increases the price of the node as well, but it's a really interesting concept and one that I haven't seen taken this way before. There's a breakdown of the three Masternode tiers. We've got the big sin, the mid sin, and the little sin. So 100k is required for the little Masternode, 500k for the middle one, and 1 million coins for the large Masternode. You will additionally require another 10,000 as collateral to operate and generate those rewards. So if you want to set up a little Masternode, you're going to need 110k to actually kick it off and get it going. For the bigger ones, so the mid one, you get an increased bonus of 4.75%, and then for the big Masternode, 1 million coins, you get an increased bonus of 9.5%. So there is incentive to have the higher collaterals. And I like having a different, like a multi-tiered setup, because for different budgets, for example, if I can afford a big one, say they only offered 100k collateral, but I want to set up 1 million coins worth, rather than set up 10 Masternodes, you can just set up one of these. So it does make sense. Products and services then. So the main product offering is this, which is IDS, Incorruptible Data Storage. And this is a revolutionary private network mechanism designed to allow users to store files for future retrieval and verification and send encrypted files to one another anonymously. So there is a privacy feature allowed within this, and you can also use private messaging, end-to-end encryption, and dependent on your level of encryption and privacy you require, you can use the different levels that they offer. The levels are through 1 through 5, from 256 to 1024 bits. And then the level 5 would be for an enterprise level, big businesses, as they have unlimited storage requirements on there. And if you think about right now, we are very hungry for storage, as data is at a premium right now. A lot of people are online, and I can see in the coming months and time that storage of this kind is going to become more costly. And Sinovate has actually set out within, I've seen some documentation and some videos that they've done, they're suggesting that they can provide data storage at 1/10 of the cost of centralized businesses that are doing it thus far. And if these costs start to rise because everyone's online right now, we could see a shift from traditional centralized methods over to the blockchain, which would really be good for Sinovate. One of the other things I wanted to show you as well was Flash, which is down here, Flash Send, which brings up another set of utilities for this coin as well. So over the last decade, code development has resulted in improved how blockchain technology functions. Innovations have been introduced which have increased the security, reliability, and efficiency of sending transactions via a decentralized and trustless network. So Flash Send is a feature of the Sinovate blockchain that enables wallet users to send SYN in a matter of seconds. So in less than 2 seconds, you could have your coins sent to another person. It utilizes 2 elements of the network protocol, transactions locking and infinity node consensus, to facilitate instantaneous transactions. So with this rapid transfer of value, many additional use cases can come into light. You can think about those yourself. High-speed micro and mobile payments usage become obvious ones to think of. They can facilitate 533 transactions per second, Bitcoin 7 TPS, I think Ethereum's on 15 TPS. So Sinovate blockchain structure delivers up to 75 times more scalability than Bitcoin, significantly faster. So this in itself, the fact it is highly scalable blockchain with proof of work and masternodes, it's a really, really good blockchain. And I think this is going to have a number of use cases. They haven't really gone and said what kind of things and fields that they could go into with this, but this does really become a spendable currency as well. So I'm really impressed with what I found within the white paper thus far. This is actually the light paper, so there are 38 pages. Check it out before you invest. Now on to some of the latest news and things that they've had going on. So they were actually mentioned on a Forbes website, and it says that the author of the article mentioned SYNs alongside the likes of Crypto.com, Thorchain, Perlin, and Digital Assets and Commodity Exchange, all seeking to establish themselves as cryptocurrency mainstays. So a bit of a coup for the project to be announced by Forbes. And we'll look at that article in just a second. It also says that Forbes is a significant news source offering exceptional exposure to SYNs and providing them with a global platform to promote their extensive products offering. And you can see the traffic level down here and how that would obviously help enhance the reputation of SYNs. So this is the actual article, 8 blockchain startups to watch in 2020. And as mentioned, we had Crypto.com and a few others such as Thorchain. And then down here we have Sinovate. And they just put this in here. Obviously, when any company puts forward like their top 5 picks, their top 10 picks, it gets a lot of attention and eyeballs from people. So this is what they said about Sinovate. Sinovate has invented a unique e-governance system called RSV, and this is revolving sovereignty votes, and that kind of does what it says on the tin, revolving, because every 12 months the governance structure kind of changes. Every 12 months our nodes expire, and those are what allows us to actually vote on governance proposals. So you get new ideas, and it also propels people to reset up masternodes if they want to have a say on the future of Sinovate. So this permits voting rights to major coin holders, and in the future, Incorruptible Data Storage, IDS, will provide decentralized cloud storage, leveraging thousands of infinity nodes with guaranteed low cost and high security. And then again, Sinovate had no ICO, no pre-mine, like many other blockchains. Proof of integrity, proof of inheritance, tri-hybrid consensus are innovations on the horizon. So they're going to be changing their blockchain down the line as well. A lot of things on the roadmap for 2020, 2021, and even beyond that. They also were a main player in the Blockchain Economy Istanbul Summit. Quite a large amount of their team are from Turkey. Turkey is renowned to have a really accepting stance on cryptocurrency, and one of the places where crypto revolution is really setting up pace there. Unlike some of the countries we're in, like the UK, we seem to be quite far behind. Turkey is at the forefront of this. Sinovate was also, I believe, one of the partner organizers of this actual summit. And their operating officer, which is Tama down here, actually sat on one of these panels, and they were talking about Bitcoin, altcoins, and decentralized clouds and their storage, which obviously Tama would have had a very good insight for these guys on. But people all over the crypto industry were there, and it sounds as if that things went quite well. Tama discussed all things SYN, such as the Infinity nodes, IDS, proof of burn, etc. Some shots of them having dinner. And he had networked with cryptocurrency exchanges BTC Alpha and Probit Exchange. Head of listings of Probit Exchange, Esmond Hui, was fascinated by their extensive product and service offerings, and has since been in touch with Tama regarding a potential listing opportunity. So it does pay to go to these kind of events. Has also increased their exposure with a Turkish influencer, Altcoin Rookie, which is a good thing as well. So attending the Blockchain Economy Istanbul Summit provided us with the perfect avenue to promote all of Sinovate's offerings, vastly increasing our network circle. Simultaneously, a number of new exciting exchange listings and partnership opportunities have directly emerged from the summit, which is good. And also Turkish officials were also in attendance and were positive and enthusiastic about cryptocurrencies for real world usage. Now, there's not many governments in the world where you get that kind of reaction, which is a really good thing to see, and I hope Turkey does lead the way with cryptocurrency going forward. Within their monthly report then, also this was highlighted, they are a premium backer of Masternode Buzz, but they've consistently been around one of the top Masternodes throughout the month of February and March thus far. Picked up the number 3 spot in this week. If we look at their GitHub, number of commits 589. This has only been around since September 2018. So they've not been around that long. A lot of commits put forward. If they were added to Crypto Miso, which they're not, they would be around this spot. They've pretty much had a commit every single day, so they'll be around the 70th most active GitHubs of all cryptocurrencies, which is rather impressive. Over on their Discord, they've got a few thousand users on here. They do have a really big community across many different social media channels. One of the things that I wanted to pick out was this is Tama, his profile. Here's another prediction. Once IDS will be activated and stable, every year 50 million plus coins will be removed from circulating supply. But with the private network active, there will be much more coins burnt and removed from circulating supply. So in 5 years, for example, we may have less coins than the BTC supply. That's insane. The price will be ridiculous or priceless at this point. So they are very bullish on their price going forward, and I can see why that would be. And then just to sum up, when nodes drop off the system, this is how it affects things. So at the moment, a big SYN masternode currently is getting 2,847 SYN per day. In June, 520 of the nodes will actually expire. Then the rewards will shoot up to 4,335 as an example. So you can see how the ROI will fluctuate and get bigger and then smaller over time. At the moment, there's a lot of nodes online, but as these fall off, June, a huge month, you're going to get a higher ROI. So you might want to factor that into when you actually get your node up and running. Just a bit of food for thought. And then we can see the 3 tiers on here. So the little node costs $99, so an entry level one. The mid, which is around $500, as it is 5 times the amount of coins. And then a big one is 1 million coins, so 10 times little, so around $1,000 right now. I think the ROIs are definitely off on Masternodes Online, by the way. You're going to get over 100% ROI because you get your coins back plus more. It's around 130% ROI, I believe. And then finally, if we look at the markets where you can buy it, the main ones to look at are Crex, where you can trade for BTC or Ethereum. Trade Ogre, though, no KYC required. Quite a good exchange to use, over $1,400 worth of trade on there with BTC pairing. And then Chow Exchange, I think that is a Chinese based exchange. You can trade for USDT. So those are the exchanges. My preference would be TradeOgre and then Correx. And if you are trying to access Correx from, say, the UK, just use a VPN and you can get in there and trade easily. So that is my summary of Sinovate. Maybe we'll dive into this a little bit deeper at a future date, maybe set up a node and show you how to do that. Any questions or comments, hit me up down below. Remember that there is the $10 giveaway on Twitter. Pinned comment down below. Get yourselves involved, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.